I unbraided. My hair was not there. My hair was not fine. It was gone. So, you know, no work done. Okay, this is not cash money behavior. I really hope you can't hear the people outside because the reason I haven't done this all day is because I was waiting for them to stop all the hustle and bustle that's been happening the entire day so that I could record. Hi there, my name is Lorraine Tambakashilamba and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been procrastinating but putting off making these kinds of videos because I've always worried that simply standing here and talking is probably boring, but I have a story to share. So I'm going to be sharing the story of my hair today. It has been quite the journey. If you follow me on TikTok, or I think I also posted it to Reels, you know that I have alopecia, or well, yeah, if you saw the Reel or the TikTok, then you should know I have alopecia. It's at the back of my head here, and I showed a clip of it in that video, so you can go check it out on my TikTok. In the comments, some people were asking me like for the story of my hair so that they could know how I got to have alopecia. So here I am today. I'm going to share the story. If you don't follow me on TikTok and Instagram, please make sure that you do. I have my socials linked down below, but then these are also the handles. I think I'll put them like right here. But yeah, let's get right into it. I started off my hair journey in a very similar way to most black girls that I know. I used to perm it, but I grew up referring to it as relaxing it. So I will refer to it as relaxing the hair because I think that's relevant to my story. For the first 10 years of my life, my mother relaxed my hair. I remember when I was young, I used to find it extremely confusing that we used to refer to perming our hair as relaxing our hair, because the question in my mind was always that, why is my hair freaking out? Why do I need to relax it? And I hated the process. I mean, no shade to my babes who perm and relax their hair. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, shorty, do your thing. But like, beautiful beginnings, dark and lovely, those hands were not for me. I did not enjoy the process. My scalp, the heat, the yanking, the pulling this and that, I didn't like it. When I was 10 years old, my sweet idol, my love, like the person I look up to the most in this life, my sister, she went natural. And when I saw that, I was like, that's the wave, that's where we're going. So I went to my mom, I'm like, shorty, I'm trying to be natural too. She said the only way you can do it is if you chop your hair off. I'm like, oh, bet, I can do that. Buzz. Around 10 years old, I buzzed off all of my hair. For the first year or so, I was buzzing my hair. When I was around 11, I stopped buzzing it, and then I just let the hair grow. But as it grew, of course, it became like difficult to manage because this was natural hair that I had never had to deal with before. My mom had never had to deal with before. Both of us were kind of just like, okay, so what do we do? And at the time, my mom had a friend who had some really beautiful locks, and I remember the friend telling my mom that they're very low maintenance. You just go get them retwisted and then, you know, you just chill with your hair. So my mom was like, yeah, let's do that. We need a low maintenance hairstyle because this hair stuff is really difficult for us. But so I started my lock journey, and my hair was really short at the time. Like, it was really short. So they kind of used to just like, they used to lay flat on my head right after the retwist, and then after a few days they're sticking up, especially because I didn't wear a bonnet. So, you know, no work done. At the time I was being bullied a lot. School. Hey guys, those hands were up for my neck. And I remember they used to look at me sideways about my hair, but they never actually said anything directly to me. So they had this book, and basically how I found this book was because somebody left it in my bag, because I had a big bag. They always used to leave their stuff in me. They always used to leave their stuff in my bag. They were just leaving their stuff in my bag so that I can be like the one at the back with the big bag, like the lugging it around, and then they, yeah, cool. Somebody left it in my bag, and I went home, and you know, I'm unpacking, and then I find a book, and I'm like, oh, this isn't mine. So I open it, and I'm like, oh, this isn't mine. I go to the back of the book, and I'm like seeing they're having a little conversation, a little pen and paper moment. I'm like, okay, what they talking about? Because I'm Snoopy. Hey, see, being Snoopy is not good for you, because the things I read, shame my sweet 12-year-old heart. Basically, they were just talking about how my hair was ugly, it looked like snakes, how I wasn't giving, and I was just like, okay, first of all, it didn't look like snakes because it was very short. Worms would have been a better like reference, but okay, bet. So this broke my heart. I'm like, okay, bless you. This broke my heart because I'm like, Shem, I was just 12. They're saying mean things about me. You know, you're going through puberty, you're developing, and yeah, self-image issues. It did not help at all to read that about myself. Cool. Next day, I just handed them the book. I was like, and don't put your stuff in my bag again. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. These people don't rate me anyway, so I'm not gonna listen to them. I'm just gonna keep going on my log journey. Eventually it's gonna be popping bet. Then my aunt came over, and my aunt was the image of beauty in my eyes. Shorty had a full afro, nails done, makeup done, lip gloss popping. Shorty was she was dripped out. She was leng. I was like, yeah, when I'm older, I'm trying to look like that. When we were having a conversation, she goes, babes, what have you done with your hair? This isn't really giving. And I'm like, shit. I don't know, I don't think there was any harm intended, but now my family members are telling me my hair is not buzzing. The bullies at school are saying my hair is not buzzing. My hair is not buzzing. So, and this is really sad now that I think about it. I make a lot of jokes about it, but it's actually kind of messed up. Then I went and I took my scissors, like safety scissors, like the ones for paper, just grabbed them and I cut off all my locks. My mom found me. She was like, girl, what? Because the lock thingy was really, really expensive. So I can understand it was very frustrating that I just cut off like maybe, I don't even know how much we had dropped for that hair, but we had spent a lot. And she just finds me half my hair gone. Next day she buzzed my hair and I felt really, really free. The next day I went to school, my buzzed hair. Everyone's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, it's over. That era is over. Then my hair started to grow again, you know, a little moment. And then when I was 13, was I 13 yet? This was in 2017. Let me do the math. Yes, I was 13. So I met my best friend and my hair had started to grow, this and that. And then, you know, this shorty introduced me to the Black Girl Magic lifestyle. She used to give me some of her products, so sweet. Like, she'd scoop me some because I couldn't afford any. And my parents were like, get out of here. We don't have money for that. We used to like follow, I think it was Local Black Girl or something like that on Pinterest. We were saving the pins, stealing eggs and avocado just to pour in our hair. And we had a Black Girl Magic moment. The hair was blossoming. We're looking good, we're looking lang, fine things. Then the accident, the mistake I made, I got a weave, like a sewing weave, and this weave was very poorly done. And I remember when I had it in, it was really yanking the back of my, like, it was holding the back of my head like this. I was like, okay, that's an attack. And I touch it and all I feel was scalp. The hair was like this. I'm like, okay, you know what? What happened is the shorty just put the hair inside. So it's okay. Like when I unbraid, my hair will be there. It will be fine. I unbraided. My hair was not there. My hair was not fine. It was gone. There was a gap at the back of my head. I'm like, hi, bro. Maybe it's not that noticeable. So, you know, I did my hair thing. What? Put it up in that, like, that headband. What's that style? The afro, like the standard afro style. You just put a headband back and then you let your hair, yeah. I remember I was walking around in school, then somebody stopped me. They're like, hey, what going at the back of your head? I'm like, huh? What do you mean what going at the back of my head? So it means you can see that I've lost my hair. My hair loss is evident and in everyone's face, shame. I went home and I was like, what am I gonna do? My friend tells me, okay, let's try like a cute little trendy edgy hairstyle. Just get an undercut, like where you just, you know, at the back, not like all around, but just at the back, just cut that part. You can do a little design and then you're gonna look cool and edgy. Then you can do braids the side, bed. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. It started to grow and I was like, I'm gonna let it grow so that eventually when it's long enough, then I'll like level it all, then I'm gonna have a full afro again. So my undercut is growing, cool. It was a weird length. Somebody violated me. They go, bro, it looked like you got pubes at the back of your head. I'm like, okay, that's unnecessary to say to me, because now I'm thinking about that and I'm an overthinker. So that like really sat with me. Like you see how many years later I still remember. At the time my scalp had like issues, and generally my scalp has like quite some issues. I have a dry and itchy scalp majority of the time, and it was really bad at that time. It seemed like there were low-key like sores and stuff, and so my hair was always flaking and stuff. And I started to think, okay, I need to like really cleanse my scalp, but I don't know how to get there because like the hair is always in the way. I started considering, should I possibly cut my hair? Should I possibly just cut it all off? But you know, it was a very difficult decision. Femininity for me was very tied to hair, so I thought that if I cut off all my hair, then I'm cutting off a part of my femininity. In as much as I'm making this a very light and I don't know, I'm kind of breezing by the topic. This has actually been a very, very difficult journey for me, and being able to talk about it so comfortably has not been easy to get to this point. But yeah, so I started thinking, okay, so the back of my head looks bad and my scalp is bad. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cut it all off and start all over again. And I went to the barbers and they cut it short. For the most part, it was fine. People consistently asked me, why did you do this? In my business, but it was okay. It started to grow. Then I was like, okay, let me like have a little fun with it. So I got a little fade moment, and it looked cool, you know, edgy hun with like a seda, ababa means over here, and you know, just doing the things. Eventually I convinced my dad to let me dye it, and you know, I started dyeing my hair, doing these fun styles and all that cool stuff. After I'd had all my fun, I was like, okay, that's enough of that. It's time to get back on my black girl magic queen popping melanin what journey. I need to get back in the game, come on. So I went bald, full on bald, not a single hair on my head. New problem, I had like these crevices and stuff on my head. Like I don't have a smooth scalp. It was really bad. My dad used to make fun of me, and I know it was supposed to be innocent, but like it actually like really, and other people were making fun of me too. They're like, why your head like that? I guess the only type of refuge that I got was that it was in the middle of the pandemic, so I wasn't really seeing people as much. Like this was in 2020. When I'd go out, I'd just throw on a do-rag or I'd throw on a headscarf. Then when my hair started to grow, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back in the game. But then I noticed it was growing around the spot where I'd lost hair. And I'm like, okay, this is not cash money behavior. I just got a fade, like, you know, on the sides and stuff. Kept the hair on this part because that's the part that seemed to want to grow. And I started doing my braids there, cool. And it stayed like that for a couple of months. And everyone was like, oh my God, you're just like super edgy. And like, wow, this is really cool. No, I couldn't grow my hair. Coming back to what I was mentioning, because in as much as this is all bands and we're having a good time here in my story, this has still been a very difficult and hurtful journey for me. And it's been very difficult to identify with my femininity in this time where I felt like I could not grow my hair. And so I remember in December, I was thinking, okay, should I let the sides grow out? But my hair here was really long. So I was like, this is gonna look really weird. This side is super short and this part's long, and I don't know what to do. So I buzzed it all off again. I realized I'm having a pattern where I just don't feel comfortable in my own skin, because when I have short hair, I don't feel beautiful. When I try to grow a full head of hair, I don't feel beautiful because it's missing at the back of my head. When I have a fade, at some points I don't feel beautiful. I just felt like I was consistently trying to find things to hide behind. Like even when my hair grows, I would braid it just to hide the sides and stuff. And I felt like this was not a healthy pattern for me to continue. When I cut it all off in Jan, it was because I was like, I'm going to start again, and now I'm going to be open. The first time I told people about my alopecia was at school during a My Story segment at our assembly, where basically I signed up and I was able to share the story of my hair. It was definitely a lot more emotional than right now. I'm super grateful for the healing that I've experienced, the support that people offered me, because Shuri was crying on the stage but everyone was very, very loving and sweet to me, and I will never forget the sweet, kind words that people said to me, even if they don't recognize how much of an impact they had. I don't know what the direction is with my hair, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but I know that I'm not going to live in shame anymore. I'm going to just allow myself to feel beautiful regardless of the fact that I have alopecia, because there's nothing wrong with it and it's totally natural. And I know many people can like resonate with this story in different kinds of ways. I've decided that I don't want to live in shame, and I don't want to hide behind anything. I want to be able to be my full self and show myself full love regardless of whether or not my hair chooses to grow, because I truly believe I deserve that, and I truly believe I owe that to myself. Here's me chatting about my alopecia journey, and since 2019, the hair at the back of my head has simply refused to grow, and that is totally okay. I'm going to love myself holistically regardless of whether or not my hair grows, and I am taking the steps towards believing that femininity is not just tied to my hair, and there are many other ways to express it and many other ways to feel beautiful, even if my hair doesn't seem to be beautiful to me. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or any comments, please do leave them down in the comment section below. Check out my other social media. Somebody gave me a tip to start putting them on the screen, so I'm gonna put them right here. Thank you once again for being here and for engaging in whatever capacity. Be sure to subscribe, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, everything is at Diamiga. And thank you for all of your support thus far. Lots of love to you and goodbye.